What are you saying, Mohammed?
Uh, don't. Well, you can edit this, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Because my brother just stole the laptop at the last second, so now I have to my damn. This guy has my notes around.
Yeah, I think we can trim it from the start.
No, the usually I transfer my notes onto Google, but for this I didn't think it was neat. But this guy just stole it last second. So now I'm just gonna quickly.
Honestly, it'll be funny if people hear this side of us
I have
in
no
the
problem.
beginning. I have no problem either. They can hear the authentic side of ways. So, what you been doing in this quarantine, brother?
I just I've been working. I've been working.
I honestly feel like you've been more busier now than like on a regular day. Like just looking back.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I did not think that I'd be more busy during quarantine than I was before when we are outside. But at the same time, I love it. It's amazing because remember when this first happened, like everyone is like, obviously it was a pandemic, it was a real situation, but everyone's acting like the world's about to end. People didn't know what to do and stuff. But after the first and second week, it's like once you realize you're inside for a while, it's actually a benefit in a way because those things that you didn't learn from before, you have the chance to do it now. So why not take the opportunity, right?
No, absolutely. Like you basically like I guess started off the topic, I guess. But I was gonna just to add on to your point. Um, being in quarantine, obviously for me specifically, like I'm not gonna lie, for the first couple of months, I want to say I took a break just because like I've never really had a full on break. It's either work or doing errands or doing whatever it has to like whatever I have to do. So I really like took my time and like just reflect because I feel the last thing a lot of people do not reflect.
Of course. No one reflects because reflection is a beautiful thing. If you want to reflect that, but time, I'm going to say that again. Reflection requires time. Very, very important because people think when they reflect, oh, I'm just going to reflect for 2 to 3 minutes, not say, boom, go into my daily life. No, there's a reason why you're depressed. There's a reason why the girl you want to talk to you. There's a reason why at your job you can't get a promotion. Like you're not taking that time to reflect on what's happening within you. So you need to take that time, 30 minutes, an hour to yourself, isolation, in solitude, and reflect what is going on with you.
Yeah, but you know the thing is like I feel even on a regular day like imagine hypothetically speaking this pandemic never even existed. People should be reflecting more often like about life or about where they want to be, even about the past. It's like asking yourself, okay, I didn't like what I did 2 or 3 years ago, so how do I go from there?
Of course. And that's the thing. Like, let me ask you a question, Osama.
Shoot.
Do you think, obviously, you lived a certain lifestyle, you are at this point, you are who you are, obviously, right? No one can change you for whatever. Now,
Yeah.
within this quarantine, let's say we're inside for 1 year.
Mhm.
Before the old world, you're all about self developing, of course, learning new skills and everything, right? Take
Yeah.
1 year, down to whether it's 2018, 2017, take a year in your life where you actually dedicated yourself to self developing and look at right now within this pandemic and us realizing that we're inside for 1 year. Do you think you'll be able to learn more and achieve more within the year during COVID in the past?
Wow, it's actually a great question. Um, Here's the thing. I would actually be learning a lot more during COVID because I'm putting myself in a situation where I have to learn. Now, I use the example when you have the opportunity not to be in lockdown, you can pick and choose when you can learn. Like, you know what, I could do it tomorrow, right? So if I look back at 2017 or 2018, I took grant. I was basically taking days for granted because I was like, even days when we were supposed to film before, we would like sometimes if we were bored, we would not even film. But now, more than ever, I want to make sure that everything that I do is corrected 100%.
Yeah.
Which, to be honest with you, a lot of people I feel rather than complaining about COVID and the pandemic and all this BS. But I, bro, like, deal with it. I don't care what the conspiracy theories, like, at this point, there's thousands of them. You want to change your life? The time is now.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like,
But,
yeah.
yeah, go on, go on, go on.
No, I was saying, like, I've always waited for something like this. Obviously, not to come out and the world to shut down, but I've always wanted something where time could literally just stop and I could just focus on what I want to do. And the fact that this finally happened, it's the ultimate.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do to become the person you want to become. And when it's all said and done, great things will come from it, right? It's that simple.
It's funny that you say that because I remember for all the viewers that are listening, if you go to our YouTube channel, one of the first vlog that we made, like when we were like one of our B-rolls, Mohammed was saying that he wants to assess time and how the most successful people utilize it.
Yep.
Right? Because a lot of people that we know, or even sometimes specifically us, we're not utilizing it 100%. Because when you going back to your first question about, hey, are you going to be learning more in that 1 year what's like without a pandemic or now? Well, obviously now because you're forced to be at home. So you can either be, obviously, I chose to relax for a bit, but now I'm going in terms of my craft because this is what I love to do, not what I like to do, what I love to do, as opposed to 2017 and 2018, if I look back at like the past couple of years, when you're able to choose, pick and choose between, oh, I can chill with my boys or I can go work, you have an opportunity. But now it's just like focus and go destroy that, like go and kill that opportunity.
Yeah. Like now you legit have no choice. It's you
No.
being stuck. You're being confined to a certain place, which is your house for the most part. And you're going to be in your house for a while. We don't know how long it's going to take. Now, it's simple. It's legit simple. It's not a rocket. It's not like, it's all about,
It's not rocket
science. It's pretty much, you want to be, let's say, level 8. Let's say level 8, you want to be a CEO of a company within 10 years. Okay. Yeah. In the outside world, before all this happened, the goal is you work a regular job, slowly build yourself up, promotions, maybe read a book here, 2 or there and stuff, whatever, get a mentor and that's it, and just build yourself up, obviously, right? Now, with the pandemic, to be that level 8, you don't even know it's going to be a level 8 because by the time things happen and we go back into society, that company might be shut down. That job that you longed for is gone.
Yeah.
But even though that opportunity that you're seeking for is gone, the value and skill, the skill that you wanted to embark on, you can still have that. No one can take that away from you.
So let me ask you. So we've been in quarantine for 2 months now. I want to say 2 months.
3 months.
And I obviously haven't seen you since then. So in your time, what have you been doing to keep yourself occupied? Like from like let's see, rough like what have you been doing?
I'm very, very thankful. I got a new job right before the lockdown happened. So pretty much it's just sales. And the company that I work for was in Toronto. And when the lockdown happened, I only worked for about 1 week, a week and a half. But I was able to get so much information about the job. But obviously, once the lockdown happened, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if the office is going to close down or whatever. But
of course,
it's all about the culture. Like some people, their offices closed down. Some people, their offices still continuing, whatever. But thank God for where I work, we're all about self-development. And that's the thing. That's the reason why I picked that job, because on the Indeed, on their application, they're saying like, oh, it's sales, but at the same time, self-developing. And for me, like a lot of people say that, but don't really practice that, right? But the fact that we are practicing that, like every single day, we have at least 3 conference calls. Us, my boss from our office, different offices as well as the top CEOs and executives as well. And every single day, we're talking for 1 hour, whether it's practicing your pitch, whether it's talking about having fun in the field, or we're talking about dealing with family and personal issues, how you separate those kind of things. And also within my office, like our own meeting, we're reading a new book every 2 to 3 weeks. So we're reading a new self-development book. And it's incredible because like, obviously like in the outside world, I love reading books, but it's kind of hard when you're doing so much and stuff, right? But the fact I'm inside, I really get the opportunity to sit down and really think about what I'm reading and how it actually applies to me. And I could use that information to motivate myself to become a better person once I get back out there in the field. So it's the best thing ever.
So, so let's go in, like let's dive in more. So for like we were talking about this before,
Yeah.
like before this podcast aired. What do you think the key is to stay productive during this quarantine? Because obviously it is hard. Like obviously for me, I just said that it, like I don't want to say it was hard, but I obviously took the time off because I just want to take the time off. But specifically, what do you think is it? What should people do to stay productive?
Number one, to stay productive, intention. Say this again,
Yeah,
intention. Now, before
that's a big one.
before in the outside world, we're all part of this. We're all hypocrites. It's like you want to do certain things, but you became lazy or you forgot about it. It's like I'll do the next day and stuff, right? That next day it's
Yeah,
not there. You're not going to see your friends. You're not going to see that girl you've been talking to the past few months. You're not going to see your boss, whatever. You're not going to see anyone. You're only confined to your space. So right now, it's the intention. So you have to tell yourself, I want to be great. I want to be good at what I'm good at. So therefore, I have to commit myself to creating a space where I can elevate and just tackle forward with what I need to do to become that person. So intention is number one.
hmm
What do you think?
Honestly, I just like intention is a great one. I agree with that 100%. Secondly, I was gonna say, obviously find something that you're passionate about. Like we spoke about passion before, but on a broad spectrum, on a broad level.
Yeah,
Like for example, if you're a good soccer player, right? You're still able to play soccer. Go out on the field on your own. Go practice. Keep yourself motivated. Like for example, this is a great example. Actually, now that we're talking about sports and pandemic, a lot of sports are trying to come back. Obviously, because they got to finish the season. Now the NBA, the NHL, like it can go forward. These players, they were smart enough. If they are doing it, they're not up to my concern, but they should be practicing their craft because when they go back, if you're not as good as you were before, that's going to affect your team.
yeah,
So I believe it's that hard work, maintaining that hard work and passion, which is I think is number two, which goes so much with intention. Because if your intention isn't pure, your hard work and your passion is just going to be a false reality of non-existent.
it's true. It's true.
Like we've seen it within with a lot of people that we know, like the most talented people I've ever met, but sometimes because their consistency is not there, they don't get the result that they want to see.
Yeah,
And I feel this is the time, if your intentions are true to yourself, this is a time where you can go kill it.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And I would say the next thing for me is to create that routine. I would say before everything happened, you wake up in the morning, get ready, make your lunch, go out to work, drive your car, park your car, talk to your employees, say what's up. Then you get to the work day. After work, come back home, take a
Uh-huh.
shower, eat, talk to your friends, whatever. That's like the regular routine, right? None of that exists.
Yeah,
None of that exists anymore. And even if the vaccine is over, let's say the pandemic is over, we go back into the world, we have a vaccine, everything, still, it's going to
yeah,
take 2 to 3 years before we get back to that regular lifestyle. So therefore, the morning routine is done. You got to recreate that. So obviously now we have
of
more time to
course.
sleep. We have more time to be relaxful. Obviously, we could play more games, whatever. But no, it doesn't matter. Like, take that extra time and use it. So therefore, tell yourself, I'm going to wake up 7 o'clock in the morning. Why am I waking up 7 o'clock in the morning? The reason why I'm waking up, I'm going to take 30 minutes to meditate, whether you use solitude, whatever you do and
Yeah,
stuff. Just meditate, like, yo, I'm just going to sit down, relax, think about my goals, think about my dreams, aspirations, whether you have a vision board, 30 minutes to 1 hour. After that, then, like you said, the skill, get to it. So therefore, you're learning a new language, whether you're reading a book, whether you're taking a course, get to it. Grind it out. Grind it out for the next 2 to 3 hours. Why? Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
funny? Sorry, you were saying? Yeah, go on,
No, I
go on,
was
go
saying
on.
like after that, once you grind out for 2 to 3 hours, make sure to have breaks in between, maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
Of course,
Your
of
mind can
course.
relax.
The thing is, I feel a lot of people, just in general, they feel like they gotta overwork themselves, and then a whole month is gone because they overworked
Yeah.
themselves. Give yourself a break. Like your brain cannot take that much. Like you said, just like beautifully today, just like right now. For example, wake up at like 7 o'clock in the morning. Why am I waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning? Tell yourself why you're waking up, because sometimes it's hard to start a whole new life, a whole new lifestyle. So you got to repeat to yourself, I'm starting at 7 o'clock in the morning because I want to start meditating.
Mhm.
at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna go to the gym and do upper body.
Yeah.
10 o'clock in the morning, I'm gonna have my meeting with my business partners and so on.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, to any creator out there, entrepreneurs listening to this, that's not gonna happen like by day one. It's gonna be a struggle because like you gotta push yourself in, especially in these times, because mentally it could be draining. Like obviously we've spoken to a lot of people, and I know a lot of my friends are frustrated because they were going out every single day, and now they're like locked out of home. And it's different when when you choose to be locked out of home as opposed to being forced.
Yeah.
Now, because you're forced, you got to be creative. This is where your mind should spur into creativity and saying, okay, I got to do something, right? Yeah, but I just feel like people overall should be grateful of this time, because my question would be to everybody that's listening, what's the first thing you're going to do if the pandemic ends tomorrow? Like you wake up, the pandemic is gone. What's the first thing you're going to do? Is it party? Is it go see your boys? Is it promising making the promise that you made 3-4 years ago that you're going to be the best in the world? What's the first thing you're going to do?
And if I could be totally honest with Osama, if I can be totally honest,
yeah,
this has helped me so much. I've evolved so much within the past 2 months than within the past 4 to 5 years of myself just learning how to do it by my own. I could tell you this. I believe this instantly. I know for a fact. Me being inside my house for the past 2 months versus myself being outside for the past 4 to 5 years, the version of myself before Corona, I would never have become successful at the rate, the speed that I expected myself to become successful. Because obviously we all have goals, right? We even have goals for ourselves, like for ways, whatever goals you have. We expect and we demand to be successful by a certain time, a standpoint within your timeline. The way I was operating, I would never have hit it. I would never be close. Not even 10%, not even 15% close. As opposed to right now, what I've learned, what I'm doing, the actions I'm doing, the fact that I'm living according to a schedule, the fact that I'm accountable towards myself and my actions and others, like it's like taking the skeletons out of the closet, right? It's no BS. And everything is crystal clear. Everything is crystal clear. And the past 2 months being confined inside, I know for a fact when things open up, we go back outside, it's going to be different.
You know, it's actually amazing that you say that, because I felt a similar way. Like I was actually like, obviously, if you guys remember to follow us on Instagram at Ways 2.0, follow us please, and on our YouTube channel as well. What are you saying? But I was gonna say about, just to add on to your point, and how you said you developed as a human being, as a man, as a person. One day I was sitting down, I think it was like during Ramadan, like maybe last week or something like that, and I was like, man, and I was telling you this today. I was like, yo, me and Mohammed want to be amazing. Like we want to be the top motivational speakers, we obviously, I'm not gonna share all of our ideas, but like just in general, like we want to be the top of the world. And I'm like, I'm sitting here right now. I have 16 hours in the day. I can post 1,000 pictures. I can post 1,000 videos. I can post whatever. Obviously, I'm just exaggerating right now. But right now, I'm choosing to be on my phone watching stupid videos that have no benefit on me. So reflecting got me to be a better human being, because I never got to think to myself, why am I actually doing this? You know what I'm saying? And reflecting about ways, I agree with you. I developed so much as a person, saving money, knowing where my values are, and now actually taking ways seriously. In the past 2 to 3 days, test me if I'm wrong, we put in more work on this company than we have probably in the past 4 to 8, 1 whole year.
You're right.
We got more traction. And you know what? I don't blame the team. I blame the consistency. We've always said it. The consistency was in there. And God brought this pandemic maybe to teach certain people lessons. You really want this bad? You got to start working for it now. Don't wait until tomorrow. Who knows if it's going to be tomorrow?
Right. Yeah.
You know,
And that's the thing because like the people who are working right now and who are not taking any days off, when the world opens back up, everything is up for grabs, people. Everything is up for grabs. It doesn't matter where you work, it doesn't matter what position you have. It can be taken just like that because someone who took the time to develop themselves within the past 8 months to 1 year will come in easy and take your spot within 20 seconds. So therefore, it's the same thing.
of course.
Same thing within the podcast world. Like we started a podcast a few years ago. We were inconsistent.
Hmm.
We put out beautiful content, but we're inconsistent. That was our biggest problem.
That was our huge problem.
We didn't get
And
the
you know,
results that we expected.
no, and you know also why? It's because you have. Well, now I'm just going to speak about us two. You had like talented people, me and yourself, but there's a quote that says, talent without hard work is just talent."
Yeah.
And we were talented, we were hard workers, but we weren't putting the true hard work into our product like we would into our families or into like something into that we actually love. And now, for example, and for everyone that like for like just like between me and you, I've been working on ways 24. Like I've been texting you more about ways. Like usually when I text you, it's about like, oh, let's go eat or let's go chill. Now it's just about, hey, we should be doing this, or hey, we should be doing that. Like talking about topics, talking about what we want to talk about, because we obviously want to grow our brand. And my suggestion to all our friends, to even like myself, and to like a reminder to people that it's never too late. Like if this pandemic lasted 3 years, you're not going to wait 3 years until it's over to go do something.
Yeah. Because
You know,
like, yeah, you're right. And the thing is like, not to sound harsh, but the truth is the truth, whether you like it or not. The biggest loser is the person who was the same before the pandemic and the exact same person after pandemic.
they can't handle the truth.
If you are the exact same person before and after, I can't talk to you.
Well, let me ask you a question, Mohammed. Right now, with all our friends, right? We spoke about this earlier. Going tomorrow, if Corona ended, right? But when we can go back to our lives. Right now, I'm gonna tell you, the only person I want to see, aside from like my other friends who are influenced, like I guess in the business, is you, because I know right now me and Mohammed have the same values, the same goals. We want to, aside from like our personal lives, obviously. But whenever I see Mohammed, it's no BS. It's gonna be work. It's going to be work, and that's it. No BS, no taking time, trust and value of work. And I actually posted something on our Instagram. Again, guys, go to Ways 2.0 and check it out. And the quote I put, just because you're doing a lot more does not mean you're getting a lot more done.
Facts.
You know, just because you're doing a lot more does not mean you're getting a lot more done. A lot of people think, oh, like quantity, I'm doing quantity over quality. It's quality over quantity. I don't care how many pictures you post. It's the effect that you have on someone that's gonna make a difference, as opposed to just posting that picture or video and it being nowhere. Like I posted and promoted a picture for our account, we did, and 6 or 7 accounts shared it, and I was amazed. That has never happened to us before.
Yeah. And just to clarify, because I know some people might be confused by what I said earlier, it doesn't mean if you're the exact same person before and after, I'm not gonna talk to you. Like, if I see you, like, go away from me. Like, I'm not gonna talk to my mom or like my siblings or my friends. Like, no, I don't mean that. I do not mean that. Just to stress whatsoever.
Yeah.
What I mean, there's a concept called the rule of 5. The rule of 5 is the principle where the 5.
Wait, the rule of 5.
5, the number 5.
Oh, rule of 5. Okay, like I was gonna say, I have to clarify.
The rule of 5. The 5 people closest to you, your friends, their lifestyle, attribute, habits, and vision in life, you will be a part of it. Everything, what they see and what they want and what they're going after, slowly over time, you will have the same outlook, whether you like it or not. Even if you have a greater outlook on life, it will slowly come down. Your progress will hinder, and your motivation will deter, because those 5 people will have a lower paradigm of where they want their lives to be. That's just how it works. So in the world of business, entrepreneurship, fitness, health, whatever, sports, curriculum, like it doesn't matter what space you're in, it's the exact same principle. So if you want to be successful in anything you want to do, you have to ask yourself, who are the five people closest to me and what do they want? You can still be friends with the person,
Yeah.
but if you realize you guys are different in terms of outlook, you need to replace those five, whether it's one, two, three, four, or completely all five. You have to, yeah.
And that goes back, and that, sorry to cut you off, but that goes back to what you said, like what we said earlier about reflecting. People should like. I was talking to one of my friends actually, and they were saying, oh, like right now I feel a little bit like overwhelmed with work and just like life in general. And my answer was to her, I was like, hey, this is a great time to go reflect about what you really want, what your life really says. Because a lot of people see Corona in the beginning. Don't get me wrong, I feel everybody was frustrated because like, why am I at home, right? But then I've never said this at all. I'm saying it now. The first time I went out was the last day of Ramadan, so I was like, it was basically Eid, and bro, wallah, I'm not sure if you ever felt this. I did not miss anybody. Like not, I don't mean in a disrespectful way, but I'm saying it's not like I missed out on anything, because I'm like, the next time I go out, it's about to be working, filming, doing a podcast, because I love all my like again all my like my closest friends. I have love for them, but I'm like, if I'm gonna, it's like if for example, if me and you want to meet tomorrow, I guarantee it's gonna be work. It's not going to be like buddy, lovey buddy. It's like we're not gonna have that talk. We just want to work and like further our brand forward. And I was saying, Corona, and just going back to what I said to my friend, I was like, hey, reflect about what you want to do.
Well, definitely talking about in another episode. Like those go hand in hand, obviously, right? But make sure there's pain as well. And the pain comes from hard work and sacrifice. They have to be able to differentiate. And when I talked about the rule of five, make sure to replace whatever spot you're removing the person that's closest to you, add a person who's going to give you value. Like Osama said, add a person who has the same aspirations but greater. Add someone who has better skills but greater. Add people who are better than you at different skills. So therefore, all you have to do is continue to develop a relationship and to learn from them constantly until you're able to do the exact same thing or better at a beautiful rate, at a consistent rate. Once you're able to do that, you keep doing it over and over again as you climb up the ladders. And trust me, time will go by so quick because you're putting so much work and it doesn't even feel like work. Because like Osama says, if you love what you're doing, it's not even considered work. It's fun.
No, it's fun.
It's fun. It shouldn't be work at all.
It shouldn't be like, you know, and I mean, I say this now. When we just started the podcast, like right now, like just like maybe like half an hour ago, I genuinely, it was natural. Like I was like, why have I not been doing this for the past year or two that we've been like filming? It just felt natural. And I guess this is a lesson for everybody, like for us, and like just for everyone in general. It sounds cliche to say, but you're in time in quarantine. Use your time wisely. And this is no success motivation. Obviously, we're talking about Corona and how it's impacted people. People are not utilizing their time. People are not utilizing their time wisely. Again, I just mentioned before that I personally took some time off, not because I personally chose to. And people are gonna probably say, "Well, hey, like, why are you like talking like that?" Hey, man, I'm not telling you to do it. I'm not even asking you. It's up to you if you do it or you don't. I woke up one day and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna start focusing on what I really."
And one thing, if they're listening, number two, if you agree or you want to add, or you think that we missed on any points, or you want to continue the dialogue as far as a conversation or debates, or you think that we're very crazy,
yeah,
please hit up myself and Osama and continue the dialogue, because one thing that's missing in the world is communication. People do not know how to communicate, and because of
100%.
that, certain things are happening. It's very, very annoying and frustrating when you're seeing certain things that are happening on a daily basis to people who are minorities in different parts of the world. all because of a lack of understanding and communication. So please hit us up and let's continue the
Hmm.
dialogue. If you want to know how Osama operates and
Can we
talk to him, he's free. He wants to help out.
can we say one more thing? Because you sparked one more idea in my head. Because I obviously we are all busy. But you said communication and Corona. How ironic is it that with all the conspiracy theories going around about Corona, Corona got people more connected together. Like there is people like I've never FaceTime before in my life, pre-Corona. Like before Corona, I've never FaceTime. I've been FaceTiming my friends, talking to them, getting to know. Like,
Yeah.
you actually got to know people on a deeper level. So, like for example, even just talking to you right now, and I've known you like for people who don't know, I've known Mohammed for 20 years. I've got to see a different like when you said I developed to a different man. I've even seen that hearing your voice. Like you tell me, hey, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. I can hear that through your voice. That you are so happy with yourself within these 2 months with the amount of work that you put in. And I feel that has a lot to do with like the communication part strengthened during Corona. I'm not sure how. What about like? What do you think? Do you
Of
think the
course.
same way?
Of course. Of course. To add, like, the IG page, I believe there's 50. Osama, I think it was 4 days ago, it was at 0. Also, we had some posts before. Osama's like, I'm
Yeah.
going to remove everything and add on some new content. I'm like, no problem. We're going to record soon, so I have no problem. Every time I went onto Instagram, I saw a new post from our page on IG. I kept telling to myself, okay, Osama's posting another picture, no way. After like 20 minutes, I'm thinking something's wrong with my phone because every time I'm refreshing IG, there's another post that doesn't make any sense. Long before you know it, Osama literally posted 45 posts within 2 days. And in my head, I'm thinking, number one, why is he doing this? Does he not know he's going to burn himself out? Does he not know that people get annoyed or tired about this? Does he not know that the pictures that he's posting will regret it as far as the quality, it's not whatever? Like, I'm saying all these things. But as I'm saying these things, what I realized from just personal development within the past 2 months, why are you trying to limit Osama for becoming who he needs to become? And what you're saying could be true, but that was in the past. That was in the old world. There's a new world that's happening right now. And what he's doing, he's pushing through it. He's making a demand. He's making a statement. So see what he's doing and be a part of it. And like he said, accounts started sharing, followers started growing, and it's like Osama figured out the new way to post. He figured it out.
And do you know, and just going back to your topic about me posting, that's also because I have good influences on me. I've always told you you're one of my favorite influences because you've always influenced me to like get better, right? And I always keep that to heart because the people who have influenced me, like I keep them close. And it honestly sparked in my head. To anybody listening, you just heard Mohammed's story. Like he's right now obviously working. He has other projects. Aside from Waze, he probably has other personal projects that he's working on. And you know what's funny is for a lot of people that don't know you, Mohammed, is that you're probably one of the busiest people I actually know in terms of personal life and then business life. Yet you know how to manage your time perfectly and professionally, which a lot of people still don't know how to do.
Yeah, I'm still.
Hello? I was like, where does
Oh
this
yeah.
go?
Like Osama said, timing. It's a very big factor in my life. If anyone knows my dad or my family, like they're always about time. The points about time and as you grow up, the people you look up to, whether it's Michael Jordan, all these people, they never played when it comes to time because they know how important time is, right? Like the Last Dance, beautiful documentary, right? You got to see behind the screen of what makes Michael Jordan. And obviously, if Michael Jordan was in this room with us, if he was listening on this call, he'd agree with us. But at the same time, he still tell us you guys are still at like a level 1. You guys are not even close to. You guys are not even operating the way I'm operating at the same age. Like, take this in. We're 24. We're 24, 25.
Of course.
Michael Jordan at 24, 25, what he
Yeah.
was doing, his mindset, his intensity, his time management, his skills, like how he was learning new things every single day. We're not even close to that. Whether it's Michael Jordan, Elon Musk, Michael Jackson, Malcolm X, whoever, Muhammad Ali, just a bunch of names with M. See where the people you look up to are at the same time as you, and figure out what you need to. Obviously, don't burn yourself out because you're not them, but try to become the best version of you because you have no other time. This is the perfect time. It's perfect.
Well, you just said it about yourself, like how you saw me posting, like, what is Osama doing? This is the best time of our lives to learn a new skill. If there's a person, even you haven't spoken to in a long time, but you want to speak to, go ahead. You want to start a business. This is a time where you
Yeah.
can change yourself. You can either go uphill from here or you can go downhill from here. And you said something that captivated me when you said, if you don't develop, I have no interest in talking to you. It's not like you're going to stop talking to them, but you don't want to surround yourself with people who are not developing themselves. Which, again, you said talks about influence. It can influence on you. You don't want to go back to stage one. You want to keep growing and growing and growing. And I think
Keep
the same
growing,
way.
man. I just want to climb up a ladder, travel up an elevator. Not at this
Are you
moment,
scared of heights though?
because the reason why the reason why is because the odds have never been so scary, right? Like, no one's safe from corona. So the thing is, if you know that you might catch it within a number of days, why not give it your all now? Because people before, it's like, oh, like, I'm safe from this, I'm safe from that, I'm safe for whatever. No one in the world is safe from corona. It can still happen to you whether you like it or not. Obviously, you're gonna do things to make sure you're safe,
No,
but in order to do that, in the same time, you got to be the best version of yourself.
if there's one thing that Corona, like for me, just like I guess I could say my final point because we're getting close to the 40-minute mark. My final point would be not even like whether it's
Chicken
Corona,
pox,
normal day. If there's one thing that
chicken pox.
what'd you say? To all the 6-year-olds or 8 years old that are listening, chicken pox. If there's one thing I learned in Corona, is your mind set it to focus on the goal you intend to achieve. Because in life, whether it's a regular day, whether it's a stormy day, the strongest people are the one that push through. You're gonna have ups and downs. Obviously, no strong person is gonna win. Like Muhammad, all the greats you mentioned, Malcolm X, Elon Musk, Muhammad Ali. It's not like one day they woke
Yep.
up, they were great. They had their bad days. You learning from that bad day and improving on the crappier day and becoming that best person is all you need. And my point being is learn a new skill, do something impactful. If you're like your passion to go work out, go work out. Your passion to go, you want to try new things, learn new language, go do that. Don't just stay at home because that's going to cause more mental distress on you.
And to be honest, like I said before, you being the same person before the virus, being the same person after the virus, is no different from you being buried within your graveyard for 5. Don't let that time go to waste. Don't let it go to waste.
Wow.
You'll never get that time back. You'll never
Don't let
get
it go to
that time
waste,
back.
boys and girls. With that being said, what are you saying? You can catch us on Instagram,
Spotify.
YouTube, Spotify, and when Mohammed say it, Google Play Music. We're trying to get this on
Music?
We're trying to get on Apple
Yeah.
Music right now, but there's a whole process, so it's gonna take a minute. But aside from that, guys, go follow us on Instagram. We're gonna be posting more content. And as Mohammed said earlier, if there's any topics you want to talk about. If there's any people that you want us to interview, we'll do our best to contact them and interview them. Or we're gonna have. And by the way, we opened a new segment called Wade's Advice. If you feel like you need advice about any certain situation, Mohammed posted a thing on Instagram where you can reach out to me, Mohammed, either personally or even on our actual Voice to Point account and ask us a question.
Once again, we appreciate you for listening. Honestly, really, really have no idea. Like, it's amazing how the real race is happening in such a beautiful way. It's going to get better, bigger, and if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, yeah, we're still here. Anyways, guys, we'll see you on our
Peace.
next episode. Peace.
All right, peace.
Easy, brother.